is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Twigger coming at you with another high ELO commentary, this time featuring the one and only Dyrus, the top laner for Team Solo Mid, and I would argue one of the better top laners currently playing the game, and he is on the Team Solo Mid, probably my favorite team that's actually in the league right now. And why I'm going to enjoy casting this game is that he's currently playing the new champion Yasuo, and now I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. It could be Yasuo or Yasuo. I'm just going by what the champion spotlight kind of proclaimed it as. I'm just following what Freak does, which is what I normally do. But yeah, so Dyrus playing on the new champion. For a lot of you guys who don't know, he is kind of like a tanky bruiser, but provides a ton of damage. And with his passive, with the increased amount of crit, he basically gets a double crit for every point of crit that he actually gets on his champion. So very scary champion, but still needs to build some defensive items if he's going to hang with the best in the top lane, especially somebody like a Renekton who's quite tanky. But for those of you guys who may have been watching the Battle of the Atlantic, TSM did extremely well, 2-0 against the Lemon Dogs during that one. So these guys are feeling pretty good right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing some pretty good play from Dyrus. And I'm looking forward to actually seeing what a Yasuo can do in the hands of a skilled person. I have played him a couple of times, but certainly hasn't been anything extraordinary coming out of my hands. But hopefully Dyrus can kind of show me how to play this guy, and he's already putting a lot of aggression onto that Renekton, already taking him down to very, very low HP. And it looks like the two junglers are kind of making their way up top, but no, it actually looks like Vi is going to be opting to go for a little bit more farm, while Kha'Zix is going up to possibly get the first gank down onto this top lane. I'm just going to start talking about this gank that's going on up here. They have pinged Dyrus, so I don't know if there's going to be a kill. The sun going out, Dyrus dashing through. Quite a bit of damage coming out of the Kha'Zix. Dyrus does still have his flash available, but not even going to have to use it. He's just going to walk away from that one. One thing I did want to comment on as well, the two people that we have in this bot lane, I'm a Cutie Pie and Dignitas' Kiwi Kid. So it's great seeing these two together because they did not really have a great showing in the Battle of the Atlantic, losing 2-0 to Alliance. And the bot lane was kind of lacking. Kiwi Kid used to be the top laner for Team Dignitas, but he's not in that role anymore. And now he's the support player alongside I'm a Cutie Pie. So I like to see that outside of tournaments and things like that, they are really working on their synergy and how well they're going to be working together as a bot lane duo, because against some of the bot lanes that you have in NA right now, it is very, very tricky to be a new bot lane incorporated into this, like the new LCS season and all the Battle of the Atlantic and all that stuff. It's going to be very, very tricky, so they have to get a lot of practice in if they're going to keep up with people like Double Lift and Tabs and like all these other people who are in the European and the NALCS. But as for farm right now, everything seems pretty darn even. The top lane, Dyrus has gained a little bit of an advantage, 23-15. He's bullying Renekton a little bit. Maybe using those early, I think he has a little bit of crit. I could be mistaken here, but let's just see. We have the technology. There we go. So he's currently sitting at 10% crit, and with the passive there, he is going to get that extra percentage of crit. So he's probably hitting quite a few nice little crit. Oh my god! Skill shots to the max! Both of them missing. That was pretty impressive. I have to give him that. I'm surprised that both of them can miss like that. But some damage going down onto this the Draven. He's actually doing a pretty good job at 1v2 in these guys, catching those spin bouncing blades. And oh, the damage though, and that's going to be first blood going to Kiwi Kid. Probably wanted that to go to I'm a Cutie Pie, but well, a kill is a kill. But surprisingly, man, Draven was just there for ever trying to fight that one. Not entirely sure what he was thinking going 2v1 against that, and really just, I guess he felt really confident about that one, but didn't really get anybody close to death and ended up dying himself and giving up that first blood. So never going to really recommend those 2v1 situations when you don't have a very high CS lead, you haven't gotten any kills, and it's only like 5 minutes into the game. So we learned that lesson the hard way, I guess. So Dyrus did start with his Doran Shield, and now he's going back. He's going to pick up an early Giant's Belt and a ward with some pots. So he's really looking for that lane sustain and to be able to hold off any of the aggression that comes off of Renekton and any possible ganks that are going to come out of Kha'Zix. He wants that extra health just to sustain himself and make sure that he's not going to be bursted down very easily at all. But certainly an interesting buy, I would say. Not going for a little bit more of an aggressive top lane build. He's really trying to kind of match the tankiness of Renekton right now. And even Renekton has opted to go for a Doran's Blade for a little bit more damage. But even with the B from Dyrus, he's sitting at 37 CS of the 29 of Renekton, so already doing a pretty good job up in that lane. But what the hell is Janna doing? Well, that happened. That's the thing. Janna just kind of ran into the turret. Not sure what that was. Maybe it was a DC or God knows what that was. But yeah, she died. And Morgana nearly dying to Wukong, but managing to get away from that one. And it looks like Janna is back. Like she purchased a ward and she's walking back. So I'm not entirely sure what that was, but hopefully everything's fixed now. I hope that it was an error on her part, just kind of like computer malfunction or mouse malfunction, but hopefully everything will be better now and we can see a good bot lane. But for those of you who don't know, I'll give a little bit of talk about what Yasuo does. He does deal quite a bit of damage with his passive and his ability to crit. But he has his Q, which is kind of like a straight line damaging ability. That's on a very, very low cooldown. As you can see, it just resets after a couple of seconds. And on the third Q that you use, it sends out a little tornado that will knock the person up in the air. And that's actually pretty crucial because the only way that he can use his ultimate is on people who are knocked up into the air. So it's going to be actually awesome to have the synergy with Janna because she's going to knock people up in the air and then he can use his ultimate and he will literally target everybody who's currently knocked up in the air. So the amount of damage that can come out of him is pretty staggering. Yasuo also has the ability to dash to individual targets. He can't dash to the same target in a certain amount of time, but he can dash to any target that he hasn't dashed to as many times as he wants. So he can just jump from minion to minion to minion over to chase somebody, or just to kind of close the gap. And then other than that, he has his W, which is a wall that blocks all projectiles. So I believe it would block. It's going to block the Karma Q. It's going to block the Sivir bouncing. Sorry, Boomerang Blade. The Kha'Zix W, like it's going to block a good portion of things. So he's kind of a great utility champion while also being tanky, while also being a damage dealer. Like he's a well-rounded champion, I think, but depends on how much crit you can get on. But we've got a little bit of an engagement going down in the mid lane now. Wukong being taken down very, very low. Looks like that is going to be the kill going to Vi, but Morgana being taken incredibly low from that one. So Wukong must feel not great about that because he did die, but you know, pretty decent that in a 2v1 scenario he could take Morgana down to nearly dead. And if he had his ignite, that might have very well been a dead Morgana, but she is going to be walking out of there with an assist under her belt. And she is a little bit behind in CS as well. Wukong's doing quite a good job considering that he's against a ranged champion like Morgana. But overall, lanes are pretty even. It's still kind of the same difference that we were seeing in the top lane. These two guys are just going to kind of be tanky bruisers against one another. They're just going to kind of trade back and forth. And there's the ultimate coming out of him, but not really going to do a whole lot of damage. So that's the only problem, is that Dyrus has gone strictly tanky items, so certainly not going to be doing a lot of damage here. But he is just kind of... But look at the Boomerang Blade. The exhaust having to be burned on the Sivir, doing far too much damage right now. And we have Kha'Zix getting into a little bit of a scuffle with Vi in the jungle, but it looks like we have Wukong coming down here as well. Kha'Zix going to burn that ultimate and try to get as much damage as he can onto the Vi. Wukong trying to kill her as well. He did already use the dash, but the W is going to be available. He's going to try to run through this one. Gets the dash onto him. Wukong is getting taken by the turret, but he actually is going to walk out of that one with picking up a kill from Vi. And it looks like Draven is going to be taken down as well. Karma picking that one up. I'm a cutie pie being the kill stealer of the game right now. But that's going to be 2 kills for the purple team with just the kill onto Wukong. I'm not entirely sure who picked that one up, actually. It looks like it might have been the Vi. It was the Vi. No, it might have been the Janna. You know what? I have no idea. Somebody picked up that kill on Wukong, so that was at least a 1-for-2 trade. But certainly in favor of the purple team, and they're currently sitting with just under a 2k gold lead. The ultimate from Draven coming out to try to clear up some of those minions, but kind of a waste of the ultimate considering that Morgana was already there to farm those things up. And once again, we just have a little bit of a duel happening between those top laners. Not much going to happen there with these tanky bruisers. They're just going to be farming up. But Dyrus is solidifying a little bit of a minion lead here, 83 to 65, while still being able to bully Renekton a little bit. So look to see if that's going to start compounding a little bit. He's trying as best as he can to poke him with his Q every time that it's up, and just getting in there, doing a couple of auto attacks, really hoping for those kind of random crits. Looks like the golem was stolen by I'm a Cutie Pie, walking away from that one, taking every advantage that he can from Draven, and we're starting to see a very big mini difference in that bottom lane. 103 to Sivir, I'm a Cutie Pie, and 66 to that Draven. But it looks like Vi's caught a little bit out of position here. Dyrus is going to come to try to help him. There's the ultimate being popped with the knock-up. Not going to be enough to kill anybody yet, but Kha'Zix has left him, Renekton has left Kha'Zix by himself. I don't think Kha'Zix can really mess with Dyrus right now, but here comes Wukong. This is the support that he's going to need. The ultimate being popped on. He's going to try to run away from this one, but it is not going to work. He's trying to get back to the Renekton to pick up the kill, but 3 people like Kha'Zix, Renekton, and Wukong, there's going to be enough CC and damage coming out of them that they're going to kill Dyrus no matter what. So Dyrus does finally go down. The Renekton is the one picking up the kill, which is definitely not what he wanted, because he did have a pretty good stranglehold over that lane, beating him in CS, being able to bully him out of lane a little bit, and now with that kill, it's probably going to even up the gold nearly, I would say. So 3.6 to, 3.3. He's actually winning in gold now because he also has that assist from the Vi. But have a bit of an engagement going down the bot lane. The blue team was a little bit pushed forward. The Janna ultimate coming out, trying to do as much damage to Cutie Pie as they can. They do manage to pick up Cutie Pie, and now Kiwi Kid is going to have to run out of here. I don't know if they're going to have enough to be able to pick this one up, because Cutie Pie could very well turn and kill them. But they're going to have to play this one very, very smart, because right now Kiwi Kid does have nearly a full mana bar, while Draven and Janna both have no mana to go on. But it looks like Kiwi Kid is going to pop that damage on, and is it good? No, it's not going to be enough. He doesn't get the second proc of his stun. The 2 flashes coming out, it looks like Kha'Zix is going to come in to pick up the Janna, using his flash as well, it looks like, to try to get into the Draven. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him. He is going to be able to catch him. There's the double kill for the Kha'Zix. Enough damage being put out from Kiwi Kid's Karma to set that one up very, very nicely. But it looks like now Kha'Zix might be in a little bit of trouble, but Morgana missing her Q. That Dark Binding needed to hit in order for that to be a kill and Vi to follow up. But Kha'Zix doing a great job of just kind of roaming where he needs to and picking up a couple kills. So he's sitting at 2-0-2 right now, having a pretty good game. So it looks like we just have one sweeper on both teams in terms of trinkets, and that is coming from the junglers right now. So they want to be able to get into places that they will normally set up gank paths, clear out any wards that might be there from the opposing team, and then be able to come in for a gank. And it just currently seems that that's working for Kha'Zix more than it's working for Vi. But Morgana gonna go and just pick up her blue buff. No, she actually missed that one. There you go. Missing the Dark Binding, killing one of the smaller lizards, and having to come back to pick up that blue. Just wasting a little bit more time. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a laugh coming out of Renekton, but you're facing the Troll King Dyrus, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for him. But currently, as we saw also, if you watch the Battle of the Atlantic, Kiwi Kid did play Karma quite a bit, and he took quite a few kills from I'm a Cutie Pie, and he didn't really turn them into anything. There's only so much that you can do as a support getting kills. You get your vision for your team, you get your gold item, he already has his talisman, so there's not really much more that he can do with any more gold. He really needs to start giving those over to Kiwi Kid. Sorry, over to I'm a Cutie Pie. But we have 2 engagements going on here. Looks like the Draven is being taken very low. He's going to die right now. And it looks like Dyrus is being taken down by 2 members. So how are they winning on both of these? Sorry, how are they losing on both of these fronts, where it was 2 people up top against the 1? So it was actually a 4 versus 3 in this middle section, and they lost there. So Draven and Vi being picked up in this little 4v3 scuffle, and Dyrus being picked up in the top lane because of a nicely timed gank. But wow, I can't believe that they actually lost it down here. Morgana not even using her ultimate, so didn't even get to be in range for that one. I'm just kind of confused as to how that one all happened. Draven got taken out very quickly. He's not having a very good game, sitting at 1-4-1 with only 96 CS. In comparison to the 213 and 128 CS of his lane counterpart, I'm a Cutie Pie. So the blue team is going to need to think of some answer to what's going on, because the issue I would say about this is that normally in a situation like this, if all the kills are going on to somebody like Wukong, I feel like you're in a better position. And that's because, you know what, if you take out the damage threat, then your team can actually do decently against that. You would just have to have really, really good focus and really make sure that you take that damage threat down. But the problem about what's going on right now is that literally everybody on the purple team is a damage threat. 201, 203, 322, 213, and 203 all these guys have gotten a solid amount of kills and a solid amount of assists. So they all have items. They're all stronger than all the lane counterparts on the blue team. So it's really tough when you have a situation like that where literally the threats are everybody and you have to deal with them as a team rather than just trying to focus down one person who's been doing really well. The purple team has just had much more successful ganks and have just been doing a better job in general of really isolating people and making them pay. There's the ultimate coming out of Dyrus, but once again, he doesn't really have any damage items. He does have a little bit of crit now coming from that average play, but it looks like we have a gank coming down onto this Renekton. A great dark binding, getting him in the middle of slice and dice, and Dyrus is going to pick up his first kill of the game on the Renekton and just start securing him a little bit more of a CS lead over him. So they need to do things like that, but the problem about sending Morgana top is that exactly Wukong is now just kind of pushing this lane. So the ultimate coming out of Kiwi Kid, trying to pick off this Draven, knowing now that his ultimate is down. The Janna ultimate coming out to try to push them back. Kiwi Kid taking a hell of a lot of damage. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill him. Draven did try to pull back to kill Karma, but it's not going to be enough. The flash having to come out of Janna as well to get escape. I'm a Cutie Pie's Boomerang Blade. But there's the ultimate coming out of Morgana. Manages to pick up the Morgana picking up the Karma, and it looks like there's going to be a double kill for Morgana. Very, very nicely played. Great flash to get in range. And it looks like we have a fight going up in the top lane as well. Dyrus trying to pick off this Kha'Zix. It was a gank, but oh, it's not going to be enough. He tried to flash and get that last Q in, but was not enough with that ticking health pot on Kha'Zix. So he's going to escape that one. Man, it was a very, very nice try trying to get a kill out of a gank, but was not meant to be. So Dyrus getting picked off once again. Wukong sitting at 5-2-2, doing a very good job this game. Much to learn. Apparently he doesn't have a whole lot to learn, because he's playing very, very well right now. But we are seeing at least some kills going on to the blue side, but you know, it's a 5k gold lead right now. Actually, now more than that, nearly a 6k gold lead in favor of this purple team at only 18 minutes into the game. Not a position that you want to be in this early in the game. You were hoping to kind of maybe put this one out a little bit further before this kind of a lead got built up. And it looks like Renekton is now doing enough damage to sit there and just chunk down onto that top lane turret. That's going to be another turret for the purple team. So really settling with a nice hefty gold lead. So it looks like teams are now just kind of clearing out wards. The ultimate being used by Dyrus and not really doing any damage to this Renekton. He is quite tanky right now and has quite a bit of HP. But it's going to be those crits. See, like the 130, like it's going to be those random crits that are going to really help Dyrus like poke down at this Renekton. But I don't really think it's going to be enough. They are just kind of like juking with each other and doing as much damage as they can. But once again, it's a tanky bruiser lane. They're not really going to be killing each other very quickly. But the ultimate coming out of Morgana to try to kill this Wukong. The ultimate is going to land, and it looks like Vi's coming in now. Is she going to use her ultimate to try to kill him? I think it... No, it is not going to come out yet, but it looks like Wukong... Oh my god, that was close. Jeez, I actually thought that he was going to kill the Vi there. Vi did not use her ultimate. She was opting not to use that one and thought that she was going to pick up the kill probably a little bit easier than that, but... Turns out the Wukong has a lot more damage than they expected, but it looks like Kiwi Kid coming in here to try to clear out some wardage. And Morgana and Janna taking quite a bit of damage already. Oh my god, and the Boomerang Blade hitting Morgana, taking her down to a quarter HP. They're not really going to be able to engage on this one. It looks like they're just going to go into the jungle of the blue team and kind of make it their own. I'm a Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid taking those golems again. It looks like the stun landing onto the Draven. He has no mana right now, but Vi does have her ultimate available, but she is choosing not to use it again. Doesn't really want to chase that one down. Sivir's ultimate is currently down, but oh my god, Janna, you were standing in the wrong position. That area was warded, and Kha'Zix just jumping over and absolutely annihilating her. Not sure if that was a DC or... I don't know if Janna might be having some connection problems. Yeah, there you go. It was a DC. So, not the greatest, but, you know, it's hard for Kha'Zix to know that when she's just kind of like standing in the jungle. Could have very well been her warding or clearing a ward. So, not going to blame him, but that is kind of a free kill. So, I hope she comes back. Hopefully, it won't cause too much of a problem for this blue team. But once again, we just have Dyrus and Renekton sitting there in the top lane. Renekton has actually done a pretty good job at coming back from his original CS deficit. But look at the damage coming out of Wukong and Kha'Zix, just blowing up Vi. And that's supposed to be the tanky member. The ultimate coming out of Morgana tried to stun people up. She did manage to last for quite some time with that Zhonya's Hourglass, but not going to be enough to keep her alive. Kiwi Kid nearly getting taken out. Oh, he is actually going to get taken out from that Draven ultimate and I think a couple minion shots. And that's at least one pickup for the blue team, and Morgana getting an assist on that one, so certainly not the worst thing that could happen. But once again, they're sitting at about an 8k gold difference here, 5 turrets to none. It's that's a very difficult position to come from, and when somebody like your Vi, who's one of the tankier members on your team, is getting blown up by 2 people, Wukong and Kha'Zix like that, very, very difficult place to be in. And it looks kind of like Vi not being as tanky as she would probably like to be. Sitting there with the Spirit of the... oh, hold on. We got a little bit of an engagement going on. It's going to be a very easy kill onto Renekton. Don't know why he just kind of randomly jumped into 3 people. But she did go for the Spirit of the Lizard Elder, so going for a little bit more of the damage rather than straight tankiness with something like the Spirit of the Ancient Golem. But, you know, to each their own. Vi is still sitting with her ultimate, but once again, kind of holding on to it for quite some time. Not sure if she's even going to use it. She really kind of, I think, wants Sivir to use her spell shield. There's the spell shield. Is she going to go in for the ultimate? Yes, she is going to get a very, very large ride because of the flash out of Kiwi. Sorry, I'm a cutie pie, but looks like we have Kha'Zix coming in to try to take down this Draven. It's going to be very, very easy for him, getting the resets on the jump as well. And we also have Kiwi Kid chasing down. The support is chasing down the jungler right now and managing to pick up a solo kill. And now Kha'Zix is being taken down by Dyrus. I don't know if he's actually going to have enough. No, he will not. So much damage coming out of Kha'Zix and Wukong that it's just going to take him down, and he's a tanky, well, the tankiest member on the side of the blue team, and he can't even stand up against the damage. We have three, are you counting them? Are you counting them? We have 3 Ravenous Hydras on the side of the purple team. That's unreal. Renekton, Kha'Zix, and Wukong all going for that Ravenous Hydra. They're going to be doing a ton of damage with all of those actives. Is going to be nuts, but it looks like we have Morgana in a bit of a tricky position here. Wukong doing quite a bit of damage. Looks like she actually will manage to take down Kiwi Kid, but I don't know why she flashed away from that one. It's not like you're going to be escaping that Wukong very easily, or at least she should have tried to flash over top of a wall rather than just some random location into the river. But at least out of a 2v1 scenario, she did manage to pick up a kill. Looks like we have Janna still having some connection issues, so really wish that she would figure that one out, maybe give this blue team a little bit of a better chance. But now we're just kind of once again back into the farm game. The dragon has respawned. As we all know, the purple team took that first dragon, and it doesn't look like anybody's really willing to try to contest it right now because there's currently no wards either. The ultimate coming out of Wukong doing an absolute ton of damage onto this Draven. The flash coming out of him as well. That's going to be an easy pickup, and it looks like Jan is going to be the second pickup of that one. I'm a cutie pie picking up that kill while Wukong picks up the kill on Draven. He's sitting now at 9-3-4, having a very, very good game for himself. As well as Kha'Zix, I have to say. He's sitting at 5-0-7. Really has not made an error yet, doing a very good job on that champion. And especially Jungle Kha'Zix, which isn't really the most popular jungler there is. Seems to be doing a very, very good job of that. And it looks like, once again, we just have these two up in the top lane, bruising it out. And Dyrus getting a few more crits now. There's the ultimate coming out, and actually doing quite a bit of damage, but the dominance being used by Renekton, going to try to take down Dyrus. The Ignite was burned on him. He's going to have to flash away from this one. There's going to be the flash coming out of the Renekton. I don't know if Dyrus is going to be able to get away from this one, but he actually is. The Slice and Dice was already used from Renekton, so he wasn't going to be able to chase Dyrus down. But it looks like he's staying for quite some time. Kiwi Kid is trying to support the Renekton. There's going to be the stun, and there's going to be an easy kill in favor. It was Kiwi Kid who picked that one up. So once again, picking up another kill. Man, his karma is just ruthless at kill stealing. It looks like I'm a Cutie Pie is going to find Draven in the jungle. But wow, Draven doing a ton of damage, and there's going to be a kill onto I'm a Cutie Pie. Really kind of underestimated the Draven damage there, which is kind of strange because he used to main Draven. But there you go, a double kill for the Draven. Now sitting at 4-7-5. Not having the best early game, but you know, if he starts picking up some kills, he can become a real damage threat in the late game. But we currently have 3 members of the purple team up there taking down the inner top turret. And we also have Vi coming in here trying to make something happen. Draven is here as well, but Vi is going to definitely be taken out. I don't know if they're going to be able to pick up any kills here. The Renekton is going down. There's the killing spree for Draven. Kiwi Kid is extremely low. I don't know if they have anybody fast enough to really come and pick him off. Looks like Kaz is going to go in for this blue buff, trying to get it in sneakily, but it looks like the blue team is going to find him. No, they're not. Kiwi Kid's just going to continue to run, but it looks like, are they going to find him? There's the sweeper. He is just trying to evolve right now, and he's going to jump away with that blue buff stolen. Great play from the Kha'Zix, and he's actually going to run into the Janna, but just going to run away from that one. Probably thought that there were too many members of the blue team just around the corner and thought that he might have lost his life, because that's going to be a decent amount of gold with the killing spree that he's currently on. But the blue team definitely kind of has all their eggs in the Draven basket right now. But oh my god, the damage coming out of I'mACutiePie, it's not going to be enough to pick up the Janna. Just barely not picking that one up. I'm sure if he had his flash, he was definitely going to follow her over the wall, but he's just going to have to deal with not picking that one up, and Dyrus is just going to stay down in this bot lane and pick up the third turret of the game for this blue side. And he's doing pretty well in CS, sitting there with 223, the most currently in the game. So he has at least been doing a decent job of that, but he's now finally starting to build a bit of damage. After going for that Sunfire Cape and the Static Shiv, he's now going for that BF Sword, so we will hopefully be able to produce a little bit more damage against his lane counterpart Renekton, but Renekton has gotten a few more tanky items, and so I really don't know how well Dyrus is going to be able to do. Yeah, that ultimate not doing anything against him, but he did manage to bait out the ultimate, so Dominus is now running, and Dyrus is just kind of running away, but we have a fight down near this Baron now. It is a 4v4, and Wukong looks like he's flanking around the back, going to jump in and pop that ultimate. He's going to knock up the Janna. Janna taking a ton of damage, currently surviving that one. The Vi ultimate going down onto the Kha'Zix. They do shut him down. Morgana picking up that kill, and the kill going down on KiwiKid. Vi picking that one up. Dyrus is now trying to run away from the Renekton, but we still have the fight going down in this the red team jungle by the blue buff. But it looks like Draven is going to be taken down. Dyrus looks like he's probably going to die too. This Renekton, he is going to die. And it looks like the fight is not quite over yet while Sivir and Wukong try to chase this one down, but no, it looks like they are just going to let that one happen. So in the end, it ended up being a 2-for-2, but not bad in terms of the blue team having kind of a 4v4 fight and coming out on top. So definitely a good thing to see, and they got the shutdown bonus on the Kha'Zix, and it went to the Morgana. So hopefully we can see Morgana pick up a good, healthy amount of items, and maybe she'll become a bit more of a threat, being able to pop that ultimate into the Zhonya's. So it looks like they are trying to catch one of these guys here. The Dark Binding coming up but not managing to land. The Vault Breaker might be up very soon for the Vi. There we go. Missing the PewDiePie. Very unfortunate. It looks like they're going to try to turn this one around. The Spell Shield being used by ElMaCutiePie. Going to take out that Dark Binding. And it looks like Janna being a little bit ballsy here, but looks like Vi's going to be taken down here very, very easily from this Wukong. It's so unfortunate. Like, it was a great juke by ElMaCutiePie, popping that ultimate and then running backwards. Completely missed the Vault Breaker, but looks like it doesn't actually matter. Draven going to be picking up that kill with a bunch of assists going to his team. He's now going to try to chase down KiwiKid, but not going to chase it too far because of the support coming from Wukong and Kha'Zix, and Renekton also being there as well. But there you go, 1-for-1 trade. Not the worst thing in the world. But we're still sitting with quite a large gold difference, about 8k, just over 8k. So they have a long way to go if they're going to try to make this game even remotely even, to the point where they can actually team fight or try to challenge for Baron or something like that. Because right now it is all in favor of this purple team. And every member, you know, is having a really good game. I would prefer to see KiwiKid's Karma not take as many kills as he did, but he is trying to make something out of it, going for that Rabadon's death cap, really trying to become a damage threat for this team. But, you know, it's just, I always wonder if those kills would have been better off going on somebody like ElMaCutiePie's Sivir. Where he could have built his damage items very, very fast, and he might have been able to hit 6 items by this point if he had a couple of those kills. But to each their own, right? Karma's just one of those champions that she does do quite a bit of damage for support, even without damage items. So you just have to be quite wary of that. But how many kills you take as a support, or sorry, how many kills you secure as a support. Never like those negative connotations of take. But looks like they are kind of grouping up in this mid lane, turning into a bit of an ARAM here. But I'm expecting a fight to break out quite soon, because right now the purple team is feeling very, very strong. Just because how much damage they're doing, how well they've been doing throughout the game. So I think they're looking to fight, maybe try to take down an inhibitor, or maybe challenge for the Baron. But I'm surprised that the blue team is kind of threatening with that Vault Breaker to make it look like they're going to start a fight. But, you know, you never know. Morgana is one of those champions that her ultimate is really a game changer. If she lands it on enough people, does enough damage, you know, it can, and especially if you combo it with Morgana hitting her ultimate, Janna getting a great tornado, Dyrus getting a great tornado, and the ultimate coming out of Dyrus to hit quite a few people, you know, it can add up to a lot of damage. Looks like we finally have the engagement coming out of the blue team. Looks like Sivir and Kazis are trying to flank around this one. Only about half the health of Kiwi Kid going down on that one, so it's really not the best fight for the blue team to now engage now that the team is back together. The Sivir ultimate being popped. They do want to chase this one down. Boomerang Blade hitting the Janna, doing a lot of damage. It looks like Vi's being taken down very quickly. One of the tanky members of the team. Janna ultimate cannot save her, and the damage now going down onto Morgana. Picks her off. The Q managing to land onto Kazis, but look at how many people are glowing red on the side of the purple team. So many people taking so much damage. Janna's now going to die. Double kill going for Kazis. The only remaining member is that Draven. And Vi did not even get to use her ultimate in that fight. She's having a real problem using that ult, but with all the damage coming out of these guys and the fact of the matter that they didn't take down a single purple team member, everybody was taken so low, but they just did not have the finishing blows. And with all the damage that they have, this could very well be GG. Let's say the stun going down onto the Draven, the jump coming down, and he's just going to get erased off of the battlefield. And that's going to be good game for the purple team. Very well played by that team. I'm a Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid doing their job in the bot lane, and everybody really just playing a fantastic game on the purple side. Sadly, Dyrus' Yasuo did not live up to my expectation, but, you know, still a new champion, still a lot of time to figure it out, and I'm really hoping that he gets really good at Yasuo, because I really want to see him in, like, the LCS scene or the professional scene. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game, and I will see you guys in the next game.